Rewind to autumn 1997. That was the year Don Messick died from a stroke, and WWE was ushering in a new era. Well, WWE was known as WWF at the time, back when World Wrestling Entertainment was formerly known as World Wrestling Federation. And yes, World Wrestling Entertainment is a wrestling federation. Because WWE, well, WWF at the time, transitioned to a new era, because World Championship Wrestling had been doing it the year before, in 1996, when Hulk Hogan betrayed Macho Man Randy Savage, Lex Luger, and Sting to join the rebellious NWO, New World Order, which consisted of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash. The latter two were known as Razor Ramon and Diesel, respectively. And the Monday Night Wars began between Vince McMahon's WWE and Ted Turner's WCW. So WWE created the Attitude Era. That's right, the Attitude Era. And many of the most popular superstars wrestled in that era, like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, my boy Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Vince McMahon himself, The Undertaker, his fictional brother Kane, not to be confused with Krang from Ninja Turtles, Mick Foley, also known as Cactus Jake, Owen Hart, the brother of Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels. The list just goes on and on. And then eventually we got other wrestlers that were former WCW employees, like Chris Jericho, also known as Y2J. Now fast forward to the summer of 1998, and a good amount of 1999 as well, when Fox Family had some really good cartoons that were just in reruns, like Eek the Cat and the Terrible Thunder Lizards, Bobby's World, Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats, Mega Babies, Camp Candy, The Real Ghostbusters, Angela Anaconda. The list just goes on and on. And on Nick Jr., there were really wonderful programming on Nick Jr. at the time, like Maurice Sendak's Little Bear, Rupert, Franklin, Blue's Clues, Jim Henson's Muppet Babies, The Busy World of Richard Scarry. I can just go on and on. That's right. One of the Nick Jr. staples was Blue's Clues. That and Jim Henson's Muppet Babies, which was just airing reruns, since they stopped making new episodes in 1990 on CBS, the year Jim Henson died. And about The Real Ghostbusters real quick, in the first two seasons, Peter Venkman and Janine were originally voiced by Lorenzo Music and Laura Summer. Then in later seasons they were replaced with Dave Coulier and Kath Soucie. And Dave Coulier is the one who played Joey Gladstone on Full House. And only Full House throughout its entire 192 episode run. And it's going to stay that way forever. Oh, I forgot another Deke show that was airing on the Family Channel in 1996, and that was the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, which had Danny Wells as Luigi and professional wrestler Captain Lou Albano as Mario. The latter sounds an awful The latter sounds an awful lot like Dom DeLuise, while the former sounds a lot like George Carlin. That's right, Mario and Luigi sound like Dom DeLuise and George Carlin, respectively. And Harvey Atkin was the one who voiced Bowser, aka King Koopa. And Jeannie Elias was the one who voiced Princess Peach, aka Princess Toadstool. And John Stalker is the one who voiced Toad. The same guy who voiced Mr. Beastly from the original Care Bear series. Just to give you a head start. Also in '96, I started watching a couple of HBO cartoons. Mostly the Never Ending Story cartoon, which was produced by Nelvana Limited, and Happily Ever After, Fairy Tales for Every Child, which the first season consisted of 13 episodes, but it's the Cinderella one that I remember. Then in '97, another batch of 13 episodes were produced and aired on the network. But it's the Thumbelina one I remember, with Rosie Perez and Harvey Fierstein. Now fast forward to 1999, when Toon Disney also had its share of good cartoons that were airing on that channel. Like Wish Kid, the cartoon show with Macaulay Culkin, and of course Gadget Boy, which had Don Adams reprising his role. Even had Blazing Dragons at one point. Yep, Blazing Dragons. And I tell you, Blazing Dragons was a really good cartoon. Even had the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, another cartoon show I've watched frequently, which the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa at one point had a crossover with the Ninja Turtles, which I believe was in the comics, but not in the toys or the cartoons. But Ninja Turtles and the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa did have something in common. They both had a video game tie-in from Konami. That's right. Ninja Turtles and the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa both had arcade games from Konami. You know, the company responsible for Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid, Contra, the X-Men arcade game, and the Simpsons arcade game. Then Konami was also responsible for Gradius. And about some of the live action shows I've watched around that time period were The Nanny, Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, Rescue 911, Top Cops, Major Dad, you name it. And they were all originally on CBS. And about Rescate 911, or Emergencia 911, the only thing I remember was the closing credits. I remember seeing the fire truck being used, the ambulance being used, but the police car was the most commonly used. But that was a while ago. Now we transition to 2000, where more cartoons and live action shows were airing on various networks, including new episodes of such popular shows like the Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd and Eddy, and Rugrats. And then around 2001, 2002, Fox Family became ABC Family, and that was when my childhood was about to end. And there were the last couple of cartoons that were actually good aired on that network, like Nelvana's Braceface and Totally Spies. Yep, totally spies. But prior to 2002, there was one Disney Channel show that was worth checking out, and that was The Proud Family, or La Familia de Proud. And in the late 90s, early 2000s, Pokemon and Digimon were all the rage. Okay, that should be enough for the video for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment. And as always, amigos, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, adios, and arrivederci.